Say have fun in your podcast. Say I love you.
I love you.
Twofifteen. Yo, the big wheel keep turning like Ikes and animes. The church kitchen hustling dinners every Saturday. Pull over, let me grab a plate. I tend to gravitate towards our fish dinners from a styrofoam platter taste. My granddaddy sported.
Hey, everybody out there. It's Nigga Rock Podcast coming back at you with a new podcast. I am the KC Stork, one half of the I-70 connection. I got my homeboy in Topeka, 30 pieces of AG. What's going on, homeboy?
Hey, what's going on? We're back in town. Yeah. And this is the first episode that should go up on iHeartRadio. Yes, that's right. We are on iHeartRadio.
Hold on. We're getting ahead of ourselves. And we got a new guest. Friend of a friend. So it's Frank's homeboy. So it's my homeboy. We got Royce joining us for this episode. What's going on, man?
Oh, man, that's all gravy, baby. I'm just happy to be here.
I love it. The enthusiasm.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
I love
it.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so what was you saying, Frank?
So
why you being rude?
So this is gonna be the first episode. It should be the first episode to any of our long time, short time listeners that we got iHeart approved. Spreaker submitted us to it, but now we have to be more consistent and put out stuff every 2 weeks at minimum. So, I've reached out to a couple of my friends like Royce Jones. He has a story to tell. He has a background, and he's also a former service member, and he also is pursuing a master's in social work studies or whatnot. So, and hopefully we just have more people that we could record when we're not available, and more point of views and perspectives, because while we are all POCs, we all do have different backgrounds, and we do all live in different communities. So it's always good to have that perspective. But anyhow, so going forward, you can find us on iHeartRadio.
Hey, speaking of that, I'm glad you brought that up, dog. Because if we ever blow up, I'm glad you had Jamie on one time. They gonna be like, these niggas racist. They don't never have no white people on their show.
Oh, man.
Yeah, my wife is
That's gonna
white.
be the first thing to come up. I'm like, no, go back to episode 5.
Yeah.
Jamie was there. Clearly.
So before I want to just make sure we're gonna get into whatever we're gonna discuss today or whatnot. There's a lot of things that across the country that's happening in the world. But I want Royce to speak on a little bit of his background, introduce himself to our listeners to the show, because you're probably gonna end up coming back, and it's okay. We'll welcome you with open arms. Unless you say some racist ass shit, then we might have to censor you a little bit.
Oh, no, bro. I keep it PG, but I also keeps it real, man. So like you said, my name is Royce Jones, man, and I'm actually pursuing a master's of clinical mental health counseling. I'm on Instagram and Facebook. My Instagram is royce.l.jones, and my Facebook is Royce _L_Jones. But my desire, what I long to see is that mental health be everyday conversation. And I know in our community, mental health, is basically this big stigma, man, that you got to be crazy in order to associate yourself with mental health. When from my perspective, mental health is an everyday thing that every single person on this planet encounters, man. It's something like you get in a car, you drive, somebody cuts you off, and you cuss them out, right? That's mental health. I mean, sometimes I don't feel like going to work. That's about mental health. I mean, how you deal with stuff, and what I call it is mental health is your wealth. Because without that, man, you can't do anything. Can't do anything. A good mind, man, precedes a good body. So,
Indeed.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's because you talk about especially the stigma. Not, when we say our community, we mean just people of color. We've been brought up to think that mental health is something that white people deal with. That's a white kids. Like we hear about kids suffering from anxiety or ADHD, things like that. Oh, that's just white. That's just a white kid issue. You just you just gotta beat these kids, beat them, and they'll get right. Or take them to church and they'll get right. And we're not really grasping the fact that we are all suffering, even the little ones, and that we really need to do a better job of taking care of ourselves mentally. And I'm glad we got people like you who see that and who are stepping into some very a very big role to fill, just not in the black community, but just in the world in general.
Oh yeah, bro. I mean, and you think about, like you said, we want to beat our kids and take them to church and all this other stuff. I mean, but these are issues that beating it out of a kid is not going to help.
No,
just going to church, is not going to solve the issue. It's just not. I mean, because I grew up in a church myself, and there were issues that I had, and there were issues that my brother had, and my brother in jail right now. So I mean, that goes to show you that taking them to church, and then sparing the rod, it doesn't help. I mean, not for all individuals. I mean, now there are cases where, you might need to lay hands on your kid. There are definitely cases where you want to, give them some discipline, but I mean, I think instruction over that type of discipline wins out.
Yeah, because I think people. I mean, I know we're starting to slide down the path just talking about children, but I mean that's where it begins a lot of times when people get fractured and broken, and then you spend the rest of your life trying to put the pieces that your parents, probably caused that fracturing. But a lot of people refuse to address, children are little people. Even though my son is, 2, about to be 3 here in a week and a half. He still has an excellent vocabulary. He knows when he's not doing the right thing. And sometimes, me just hitting him and saying don't do it, all it's gonna do is just make him angry and frustrated and upset, rather than me explaining to him these are the reasons why you shouldn't do this. You can get hurt, you can get burnt. If you're up here jumping on the couch while your little brother's down on the floor crawling, you can accidentally miss the couch and lay on top of him. So and I found that when I talk to him about these things and talk him through these things, that the outcome is much better than me slapping him saying don't do that. And then his mind's like, but why? Like all children, like all humans, but why? I know I got discipline, but I don't understand why I can't do that.
Yeah.
Or why I shouldn't do that. Yeah. So yeah, definitely we got to talk it out more than just censoring and shutting people down and saying that these issues don't affect the black community or the POC community, people of color community, and that it's just not it's not a white issue, it's a human issue, especially in mental health, especially in these trying times that we are crawling through. So yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, man. And I think about that, man. It's like you were saying, like you want to talk to him about it, like son, can I ask you why you did that? Like have we ever stopped and said, you know what? Let me ask this kid, like, what is he thinking? What is he thinking about when he just jumped off this table and thought that was cool?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
And by doing that, but by doing that, you understand the method to his madness, or to why he did it, and then that way you can further understand and instruct the behavior, versus just go ahead and just swinging at him, for something like that. So,
yeah, because you might find out the kid might say, "Oh, because when I do that, you put your damn phone down, or your joystick down, or your remote down, and your beer down, and your bottle down, and you pay even though it's for that brief second, you pay attention to me."
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of parents would be shocked. Oh, so you need interaction. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, for sure.
You need stimulus. My bad.
Yeah, no, and that's what kids do because they crave attention. They want daddy and mommy, to look at them. So
yeah, but people say kids, but we all crave we all crave some form of attention and acceptance. Just as adults, where we have means to gratify that, whereas a child is so at the beck and call of their parent that they really can't fix that. If I need attention, I can call up Frank. I can go talk to one of my homeboys. I can go get online on the Xbox and talk to some stranger and get that attention, that interaction. But a child, I'm like, my 3-year-old can't pick up the damn phone to call nobody. He's like, Daddy, you are the person I talk to, but you're not talking to me. So now I'm going to do some crazy shit to make you look at me.
Yeah. Exactly what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man, I love
it. I bet. You there, Frank?
No, I'm here. I'm enjoying the conversation with two grown adults and, people that I respect. Talking about kids and also in my community, in the Latin community, the Hispanic community, whether it be Puerto Rican, Dominican, Cubans, Mexicans, or whatever, we're not. It almost seems like we're not allowed to use mental health as a crutch or as an excuse for not getting anything done. And even I talked to my mom about this when she last visited, and it's like, she deals with a lot of stress, and I deal with a lot of stress stuff shit too. But we're coming, at least within my family, we're coming around to actually speaking and talking about it, and not also just stopping at the adults, talking to all the kids in our family, whether it be my side of the family or whether it be Jamie's side of the family, talking to all our nephews that are, especially one, Carter, he's my oldest nephew, and he's getting ready to go into high school, freshman year, and I've been pretty, so like I'm quote unquote the cool uncle, you know what I'm saying? But because I know that he's not, his parents are really open minded and they make themselves available for him. But the reality is that sometimes kids don't always feel comfortable approaching their parents, which we all in a real world we want that, but. For me, my role, and I told him before, I said, like, listen, my job is not to discipline you. My job is not to raise you, none of that. My job is to be that cool uncle, whether you think I'm cool or not, but I want you to approach me. You have your parents, but I can listen to rap. I know who Post Malone is. I know who Lil Uzi Vert is, who Lil Pump is. So those are the type of, me and him, when we see each other, we talk about that. Everybody else around is like, what are you guys talking about? But anyhow. So he has an adult that he can relate to and talk to. We've talked about a couple of things, you know what I'm saying? And we've all, as a family, we've made it a point to talk to all our nephews and nieces about suicide, about stress, about even, having them watch 13 Reasons when it first came out, just to open that dialogue and not necessarily wait until, the issue presents or situation presents itself. More often than not, we don't do anything until it's in front of us, and then we're
a very reactive society,
right? And even then, it only stays in front of you until we only keep focused when it's in front of us. Once the next thing comes along, then we forget about it, but those issues still remain unaddressed. So. But and I'm also a dad, a father, like everybody knows on this show. But you're right. Like, I mean, even yesterday, I found myself just talking to my son when we were walking to go play softball, and I was telling another teammate of mine. I was like, he don't let him fool you. He's a good kid and all that, but he has his moments. In reality, I was telling my team, and I was like, in reality, he's 3.5 now, so he really hasn't gotten an ass whooping. But he has one coming, whether it's today or tomorrow or 5 years down the road, he has one coming. My job is to make sure that I could avoid it, but I know he's going to have one coming. But just me saying that, it's like, I don't want to put hands on him like how you guys were saying. But I know that there's an importance to it, because at the same time, I may talk to him, do everything else that by the time I actually whoop his ass, like I would have explored other options. You know what I mean? And I don't want to make it sound like I'm making an excuse or whatnot, but
I would say with that, though, you have to be careful that you're not leading yourself down the path to knowing that I'm whooping him because I'm frustrated because I've tried everything else.
Right, right.
So
right.
you got to really be careful with that. And I think because I know, my mom used to fuck up. I know she used to fuck me up. That's ain't no other way to put it. And I love her to death, but I would never, it one thing I wasn't without. We had a middle-aged black family in the 80s and 90s, so basically, that's fucking rich. By comparative standards, to what a lot of my friends are going through. But she extension cords, motherfucking wire hangers, the little paper piece off the hang. They had the wire hanger with a little paper joint on it. Take that off, beat you with it. Punches, slaps. Dog, it's just like a lot of that was in hindsight. She said a lot of that was frustration, not so much discipline and trying to teach me something. So yeah.
Man, and you say that, man. A lot of us tend to respond out of frustration to our kids and the situations.
Correct.
And that's not the proper way. It's not the proper way. No. And I don't want to go down this road, but you think about slavery and you think about all of that stuff, how they got us or how they got our ancestors to do what they did as far as picking cotton and in the fields, they used whips, chains. They used all that. And so we took that and we implemented that into our culture and society as far as discipline.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And now it's been generation after generation, and now we use like you said, hangers, stitching cords, stuff like that, and that's that's all the stuff that we imported, that we saw them do to us, and so now we're doing it to each other.
Yep. I have 6 kids, and
how many?
6. I think I've met 6. Now that's he's talking about 6. The youngest 6, not 5, but 6. So out of that 6, we got from the age ranges. And my oldest boy, he's 20 in college. The youngest one will be 1 here in August. But that whole group, I think I may have, no belts, no switches. I'm not bragging because in some way I have failed in my communication. I may have had to pop between all of them maybe 6 times in that span of time. And that's still like with my twins sticks out the most. Cause that's when I really had to check myself because they were running around the house doing something. I told them to quit. And they were making all this noise. And out of frustration, I just went in there and popped one of them on the butt and said, "Did I tell y'all to shut the fuck up?" And that happened when they were like 4 or 5, dog. And that shit still sits with me. It makes me just feel like a bad parent looking back on that. So that's why I tell all my homeboys who, starting off a parent, just really, 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 sit down. I ain't gonna tell people how to raise their kids, but sit down and think about what do you want to get from this experience, and what do you want your child to think about you at this experience before you yell, you scream, you crush, you about to raise that belt, that hand. Really, really think about it. And also, how are you going to feel after that? Because I just hit with my hand, one pop on the butt, and I'm like, damn, man, I really took my frustration about whatever's going on in my day out on this 5-year-old that was just in his room having a fucking good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you think about the thought or the mindset that you are. It's like dad is a threat.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like that's like he's hostile. He's violent. Like when dad comes in the house, if I don't do what he tells me to do, I'm gonna get a whooping, and that's not love. That's not the kind of environment you want them to really. Or that's not the image that you want to portray to them. Like dad is always about discipline, but you want to be the type of parent that's loving.
Yeah.
That, okay. If I do something wrong, my dad is not just gonna go off on me, but he's gonna first talk to me and ask me some questions and do some things that are gonna help direct me and get me back on that right path versus just going upside my head. Right. And that's what we gotta instill in our kids, man. And again, our parents, they didn't know any better. They ain't know no better because that's what was done to them. But we live in a different society. We live in a different era right now.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now, you putting your hands on your kids, they calling the polices.
The police
calling the polices. They calling the child protective services.
They gonna come in there. They gonna come in there and shoot all you motherfuckers. Y'all, everybody getting the bullet.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Show title.
Shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah, but
what I mean?
But you, and then like, because of my mom, I think about it like, I didn't do a lot of things like my friends. They was going out drinking, doing all this shit in high school. Because I went, my first years I went to a majority black high school. My last 2 years I was out here in Overland Park, which is it's more color out here now. But 1995, 93, 94, we was the only niggas. I mean, so
yeah.
So there's this all white school, and like white. I don't mean to be stereotype, but white kids wild out different than black kids. Black kids wild out too, but the experience is different, bro. It's very different. So my wife I had doing all this drinking. They out doing high speed chases with the police and all kind of crazy shit, ducking in the jumping out of cars. When the cops pull them over, man. I was like, oh no, and it wasn't because it was more because I was afraid of my mother. Not that whole we talk about respect. I was afraid of what she would do. Where I think about it now, I want my children not to do things because I want them not to disappoint me. I want them to say, I respect my father's opinion. He loves me, and I don't want to do it because I know it'll disappoint him and break his heart if I do this thing. Not this whole thing of, well, Dad, like you said, Dad gonna come. If we do that, Dad he gonna take a chunk of meat out of our head if we do that. I want to be like, no, Dad gonna beat us, but I don't want to see that look in his face if he got to come pick me up from the police department. I want that. I want that level of respect and love.
Yeah. I want my kids to go through a progression because, when we were growing up, you're right, Royce. It is a cop cop out to say it, but the reality was that my mom. So like I don't come from necessarily a broken home, but my mom came here to this country by herself, and she sent for us. And my dad never followed or whatever. So I do have a father. I just didn't have a father figure growing up, when I was raised. So my mom did all that. The streets. I know it sounds cheesy, but the streets raised me. They had a lot of influence in me, and the people around that I hung around with had a lot of influence and impact, whether it be negative or positive. But the reality was that whether she knew better or not, that's not really the question. She was never really around, and that's because she had to provide for us. You know what I'm saying? So, and I understand that as a grown man, as a father. Now I understand that, and I try not to tell her anything about that because I know that me and my mom, we talked about it, and she broke down to tears, and she like because actually the way it started was so we had Logan, and I did spank him, and my son's fair skinned, so and because my wife is white and all that, so and I spanked him. I happened to spank him on his butt, you know what I mean, and so and he cried, you know what I'm saying. And with his hands, like I raised my hand, he kind of like put his hands into guard, you know what I mean, cringe. And my handprint was left on his butt cheek, and that shit hurt me, you know what I'm saying. And my mom saw that, and she flipped out on me because she's like, "Why are you doing that? He's a little kid." He was like just before he was 1. And so he's like, "Why are you doing that? Like, he doesn't know any better. Did you tell him? Did you talk to him?" I'm like, "Ma, like, you didn't do that with me." But I said that, but I didn't mean anything by it. You know what I'm saying? But that shit just...
I mean, interrupt. It's like the commercial with that when the dad finds that his kid smoking weed. I learned it from you, okay?
Oof.
I learned it from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, like, I didn't mean anything by it. Like, my tone, there was no... I wasn't, making anything bad about it, but she just broke down.
That's the truth, though, man.
And she went to like, I did my best, and I had to, console her and tell her like, hey, listen, I know you did your best. I get that, but then, we had that whole conversation of like, you have to be better, how you were saying, and like, I did what I did. You can't go back, but you could change how you, with what you learn, you could change how you want to be with your kid. And, that's her grandson. So something happens between, I was like, yo, you were so hard on me, but yet you're so soft on him. And she's like, but that's my grandson. I got to protect him and this. And I was like, whatever. But I get it though. You know what I mean? Like, we do all this. We go to school, we go to work, we better ourselves. And part of the conversation has to be inclusive to how we are perceived and how we carry ourselves with our immediate loved ones. And, with us, we have kids or whatnot. We have, like, for me, there's a certain way. Like, I don't want to have to resort to the belt or the broom or a switch or whatnot. And I do want to talk to my kid. I understand that there's going to be times that I may, and it's a challenge to me because I'm not necessarily short-tempered, but like enough's enough. You know what I'm saying? There's times for dialogues and there's not going to be times for the dialogue to occur. And so when there's not enough time for dialogue to occur, I have to make sure that I pull the reins a little bit and not kind of get lost in the moment. You know what I mean? Because you're right, Winston. Like when I first spanked my kid, that shit hurt me. Like, but I didn't know it was going to hurt me that. So like maybe now I'm more hesitant to do it because I know that feeling. You know what I'm saying?
But I look at it from like it's perfect analogy. We're all in the military. I mean, when you have a young soldier that's assigned to you, assigned to your squad, and you're an NCO or an officer, and that soldier goes astray and does something, messed up. I mean, it can't all be on the soldier. Yeah, true, they're adults, but in a way they are, I'm 40 years old. I got, 19, 20-year-old young men and young women who look to me for leadership. And sometimes if I don't see the writings on the wall, they go astray. I got to look at myself as a leader to say, what can I have done to make this outcome better? So I think it's not as cut and black and white in parenting, because I mean, that's your child. But I think a lot of times it's a failure of parenting, as far as dialogue and leadership and setting good boundaries, but also sometimes understand that you are overreacting to something. My son jumping on the couch. Yeah, I don't want him to do it, but what is that really hurting? Yeah. In our home, him jumping on the couch. Who is he really hurting? And why am I really getting frustrated? Am I really frustrated because at work some asshole doctor says something crazy to me and I can't really, pop back at him because he's a physician and I work for him, and now I'm at home in my place of where I'm in charge and I'm the doctor here, and now you jumping on my couch. And I already told you one time to stop jumping on my couch. So am I really upset at him jumping on the couch, or I'm upset about something else? So I think a lot of times as parents, we don't pull back and say, is this my child I'm frustrated with, or am I frustrated with something else? And now this is like you said, the last straw. Is this the last straw? This child jumping on the couch, which it really shouldn't be. And sometimes I just take a breath and I go, okay, hey, Grant, come on, man. You need to stop jumping on the couch. And he usually just goes, okay. I'm like, you jump on the couch. Then I pull the cushions off. So look at the little springs. Yeah, I see the springs. If you break these, you're gonna break the couch, and then the couch won't work. Oh, the couch won't work? No, the couch won't work, man. Then we have to sit on the floor. I don't want to sit on the floor. But don't jump on the couch. You know what I'm saying? Just that little small breath, and then an additional 2 minutes to explain to him why we can't jump on the couch. And it's physics behind it. He don't know it's physics. He just knows that the couch is broken and we'll sit on the floor if the couch is broken. So now he doesn't jump on the couch as much. A very simple thing.
Man, and what you just said, man, is so pivotal, man, to as far as, being a good parent or becoming a better parent every day. And that's just taking a step back and like, listen, explaining things to a kid, because they're at an age where they have no idea. You don't know what you don't know.
Nope.
These kids, they don't know what they don't know. So you taking the time versus enforcing some physical disciplinary action, you take the time and instruct them. And the thing about behavior is that you can guide and direct behavior. You can change behavior in the child by giving them some logic and some reason behind why you're telling them what you're telling them.
Yep.
And a lot of times when we were growing up, our parents didn't tell us nothing. They were just like, "You just do what I just told you to do."
Because I told you to. Like,
Exactly.
That's not
That's
really
not-
the answer.
Yeah. I'm like why?
Like,
You know what I'm saying?
I get that, Brenda, but no, for real, tell me why.
Yeah. I like to know. Please, no, for real though. You know what I mean?
And next thing you know, you get slapped across the head.
Oh my God! Like, why you just smack me? Because I done told you to shut up. Okay.
But I'm really asking a genuine question here, Brenda.
Sure, man. And then too,
Hey,
man.
and for everybody say I'm not disrespecting my mom. That's the joke. It's a family joke. My dad, whenever my dad got frustrated with her, he was like, "Damn it, Brenda," and like she always found it like after his passing. Like I said it one time, and she just smiled. So like that's the joke. Whenever she does something suspect, I'm like, okay, Brenda, what are we doing? What are we doing right now? And she'll smile and she'll calm down because it makes her think about my pop. So that's anybody he called his mom by his first name. I'm like, no, it's an ongoing Winston family joke. Sorry, y'all. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, my bad.
Oh no, you good, man. I mean, but what we're talking about, this is all like building the foundations of mental health with our kids.
Yeah.
You know, because the same behaviors, they get their behaviors and everything from us, like social learning. And they're going to take that to school. They're going to take that with them to the playground. They're going to take that with them wherever they go. So the things that we instill in them is what they're going to take with them for the rest of their life. Like my dad, my biological father, he beat my mom. Like, I mean, I saw him like he beat her and then threw her down the stairs with the dog.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, like what's going on here? You know what I mean? And that's something that I could have took and internalized as the norm.
Mm-hmm.
As a norm for a man to hit his girlfriend or wife or whatever. But I didn't. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta be just very careful on the images and how our children view us in the situations that come about, man, because those are things that they're going to use at some point in their life. So, yeah, bro. It's good stuff.
Very good stuff. But I don't know. Unless you had something, Frank, go ahead.
So what I wanted to add is like, me and you, Winston, we've known each other over 10 years now since I moved to Topeka. This month,
we old.
Actually,
we old.
Shit, I think today's like 10 years since I moved to Topeka and I met you. I think
because I was coming back from Iraq, wasn't I?
Well, you are. Well, yeah, because I was. Yeah, because you guys were trickling back. That's right.
You were there, and I was. Yep, damn.
Yeah, me
and
you didn't. I thought we were gonna clash at the beginning, but then we ended up being pretty cool. So, but no, just you had kids at that time, and you were a certain way, and I now have a kid, and I'm a certain way up with him, and this past Memorial Day, you guys came over that weekend. You guys came over. I had Maury, the two kids, and Jamie was here, and we hosted you guys, and but you saw how we have our house set up too, because I'm while I have a kid, me and Jamie are pretty understanding, and we know that like part of how we want to look, this is all trial and error. So is it gonna work? I don't know. Only time will tell.
That's parenting, dog.
But
yeah, for sure.
So like our living room is pretty much bare. You know what I mean? And it's kid friendly in the sense that your kids can run around. You saw that there's toys all over the place. For the most part, it's fairly organized, but there are toys for kids to play. And I've been to houses where other parents are like, "Don't touch this" or "Don't touch that. Stay over there. Stay over here." For me, it was really important for my kid. You mentioned it earlier, Winston. I wanted my kid to be a kid, like like you were saying that your kid was just you spanked him for being a kid. You know what I mean, basically. And I was like, and for me, that's what I wanted to do. I want our house or his home to be his safe place. Or or a place where he can be himself or whatnot. And not just for him, but for the friends that come over and play. Like, I know that maybe Maury, I know she was kind of tired too, but I know Maury and other parents there that come up to our house. So like we tell them, you saw us, like, we're like, hey, go downstairs and take a nap. We'll take care of the kids. We'll watch them. We'll take, they'll let them play, and they're not gonna hurt anything. The TV is hung from the wall, so it's not like they're gonna break it or anything like that. We did that purposely so that the kids can actually have a place to enjoy themselves and play along. Because when I was growing up, and probably similar to you all, we lived in small confined spaces. Well, we weren't rich like you were, Winston, but
we was rich, bro. We were rich, dog. Hey, we was in Jefferson, dog. We was in the city. Mom and dad got some good jobs, dog. We moved on up, dog.
Right. No, I mean, not mad at you.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro.
Oh no, he got jokes.
Not everybody had that, you know what I'm saying? I had food stamps, but we had little Debbie snack cakes.
We had small confined spaces, and we had to worry about neighbors upstairs and jumping and But I want anybody that comes here and plays with Logan and visits us, I want them to feel comfortable, that they don't have to worry about, when their kids come. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to bring your kids and then feel like you have to be behind them the whole time. I want them to, be just like how Max, our dog, and Logan, they roam the house freely. I did that. I child-proof everything I could. And there's toys in every bedroom. We have a big living room, so that we did that on purpose. If they want to go outside, they go outside to the yard or whatnot. Like, but that's all done on purpose. Not only my behavior, but just how the setup of our home is. You know what I mean? And even in our basement, how we have it, we finished it. But yeah, man. But like all of that, I say all of that, but because A, I didn't have that growing up, and B, we have the opportunity to do that. And then C, leading into mental health or mental wealth, like Roy says, like that helps me manage my stress or the things that I worry about. Because if my kid and my friends' kids are comfortable, that makes me feel good. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, seeing those you love, happy, successful. It don't alleviate all the pain, but it's definitely a great stress reliever, and I think it keeps you grounded and saying that, we're gonna be okay. It's gonna be some tough days, but as long as we keep working, we keep taking care of each other, keep checking in on each other, and keep laying a good foundation for those that we love, man. That we all gonna succeed. So I think seeing your children happy, seeing your spouse happy, seeing your friends happy, like I said, it doesn't fix everything, but it definitely makes it a little bit easier to go to bed at night.
Yeah, man. As you say that, Winston and Frank, man. Like Frank, you just created an environment for your kid to just have fun, and like he feels like I can invite friends over, because if I'm having fun, then I know my friends will have fun too. You know what I mean? And then, that makes you feel good. Like, man, my son, he wants to invite kids over. He wants to do this. He wants to do that, because you just created an environment for it. And that helps him. Like, what if you didn't do it? You know what I mean? Like, what would that look like? Yeah. That would, man, bro. And that would hurt you. You know what I'm saying? That would hurt your wife.
Yeah. Because one of the things we talked about was, so when we were living in the apartment, you remember when we were living in the apartment, we were all rowdy in the apartment with no kids. We get drunk all the time. Yeah.
Not me. I was the peacekeeper, bro. I was come over there keeping the peace, bro.
Right, yeah. So, but one of the things that I talked about is, thought about was. And when you guys came over, and right after you guys, my nephews came and visit for a whole week, and it was, I guess I get it. Like, kids are gonna be loud, kids are gonna be kids, but to me, I didn't have to worry about that, because ultimately they were in a safe place and they were being kids. You know what I'm saying? They were either going up and, like when my nephews were here with my son, they were going up and down the basement. Sometimes they'll come and play in the basement. Sometimes they'll go play in the room. Sometimes they'll just be playing in the living room, or they'll be playing outside or whatever. But if you live in an apartment, like, and I know Winston, you live in an apartment with your kids. So, but to me, it just felt like I'm not gonna confine my boy Winston. I want him to come here. I want him to feel comfortable. The last thing I'm gonna do is put limitations on what you could do and what you can't do in my house. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how you are around your house. I don't know how anybody else is at their house, but here, at least they can run around and not have to worry about it. I guess that's, for me, it's like, I always, when I see my kid playing around with his little push bike or whatever, or jumping up and down. Right now, he's jumping from the couches and he thinks he's Superman or whatever. And I hear it, and then sometimes I'm downstairs and I could hear the thud. You know, I'm like, man, shit. I'm glad that we're here, because if we were in an apartment, I would have to tell him to like not do that, and I don't want to do that. You know, or for me, it'll probably force me to get mad at him because he's not listening to Dad about that. So, and I know, Winston, you do a pretty good job about disciplining and all that, but I those are just things that I thought about, and I, you know, with this last visit and any other future visits, I always try to make it comfortable for you guys. You know,
we need to do that again, like Grant's been asking about. Like, we're gonna go see Logan.
We saw in the picture. That's gonna be a picture of like the on something the Nicaraguan kids or picture or whatnot.
Yeah. We definitely gotta do that again. But yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I think that whole environment thing, man, is where it's at, bro. Because I mean, and that's what perpetuates.
That's a big word.
Right. But that perpetuates, you know, long-term behavior. And that's how kids grow up, right? And they're like, well, I wasn't able to do this. I couldn't do this. So when I get to school, you know, I'm going to cut a fool. And then that series of progression, man, is how these kids end up, you know, shooting up a whole school.
Speaking of shooting.
You know what I'm saying? Speaking of shooting, go ahead.
Yeah. So, I know you probably got something. I see you got something loaded. No pun intended.
For me?
Yeah. Do you have some? I feel like you do.
No. I mean, I ain't over sticking with mental health, and then like this shit. This thing, first thing that popped up about Roseanne Barr, and then
hold on. Before we go there. So let me clarify my statements about Anthony Bourdain that I made on our messenger.
My God. I get what you're saying.
Okay.
Well, first, because I didn't listen to it. I didn't know. So you have to tell me, like, what did you say?
Okay, right? So on our messenger.
Hold on. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna get to. You go ahead and talk, but I don't want you lying.
So basically, we're on the Facebook Messenger chat group that we had. You know, I guess that Kate Spade, you know, that lady died, the purse lady. And I'm not gonna pretend like I know who she was. I really didn't. I just figured it's just another celebrity or whatnot. But then Anthony Bourdain pops up on last Friday and Friday morning. That's what we all wake up to. And you know, for me, like, I used to watch his show, but before
hold on, we get some context. So we was talking about Anthony Bourdain, blah blah blah, and then he was like, to be honest, I always thought Bourdain was a racist and just profiting from POCs, people of color. But once I learned more about him, I realized I had judged him way wrong. I was like, huh? Nigga, why? And he was like, I misjudged him. This was years ago before I knew anything about Bourdain. I remember passing his shows and thinking, look at this white man, profiting from people of color. But I blindly jumped to the conclusion about him. Once I watched his shows and read about him and philanthropic work, I stood corrected. Chefs are assholes, but they have to be in their field of work. I say all that to say I judged him wrong. So you came around. So yeah, but first I was like, nigga, huh?
Yeah, because I had to clear up my
Anthony Bourdain, man, that was my dude, bro.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, because he's been around since 85, 83 or whatever, but he hit it big, I think, in 2002 or 2003 when he releases some book there or whatnot. And that's, from that point on, like, it just, everything else just kind of like started compiling and getting better for him. But for me, it was just, on the surface, I just really just judged him. But then when I started watching his shows and started reading more about him, imagine that when you start learning more about people, like, I completely misread him, misjudged him. You know what I mean? Because on appearance, he looked like a white, typical racist person.
Well, he didn't look racist. I wouldn't say racist, but he does look like the millennial hipster motherfuckers that take over inner city areas and then complain about the black folks who live there. Otherwise, they can't know gentrification. Yeah. So he does kind of resemble that. So at first glance, but then that speaks powerfully to why we shouldn't judge any book by its cover.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And I'm sorry to interrupt, man, but that goes to my post that I did, man. And you seen it, Frank. How I had 2 pictures of Anthony Bourdain and I had 2 pictures of Kate Spade, and then I titled one picture "Mental Health" and one picture "Mental Illness." And the thing about it is, you can't tell what's going on in a person's head. Just like Frank couldn't tell, this guy's personality and who he was.
Right.
You just can't. You have no idea. People conceal pain.
But if you read his books, though, he talked about some of his struggles, a lot. And even his shows, I would watch them.
Parts Unknown.
Parts Unknown. There was always like you watch what's the dude? Is it Zimmer that had
Zimmerman?
Yeah, he's all he's so bubbly and it's kind of the same kind of thing where he goes to these exotic places where he eats more of the exotic food. Whereas Bourdain's kind of like, I'm gonna go to these places that people in the city know, not these places that are all in the New York Times and all these big chefs. But he always had this melancholy kind of sadness to him. And if you read his books, he talked about his earlier days when he was a chef, how the way he treated people, which kind of what we was talking about as far as the way you treat your children and your family members and loved ones, how the way he treated those people always kind of, it bothered him in hindsight as he got older. He talked about how he, damn, I was a fucking asshole. And he had his issues with alcohol, and drugs. And he talked about some of that. Some of his shows, he had the show where he went back to the East Coast, I don't even Maine, somewhere, one of those states up there. And he was talking about how, smoking and drinking, all this stuff like that when he was growing up. So he really did talk about that, but I think, like you were alluding to, people think because he has his money, he has his status, and the same thing with Kate Spade. She has his money, she has his status. Money and status doesn't stop the little voice in your head that says, kill yourself.
Right.
That's constantly telling you to kill yourself, to leave this existence. You don't want to be here. Money and people don't understand that. It don't stop that voice. It just doesn't.
Yeah, let's just clarify. It's not it doesn't have to be a voice telling you to kill yourself. It's just whatever pain.
No.
Pain.
I'm not saying they're psychotic. I'm saying
right.
We all have an inner dialogue. Right. Everyone does. Not psychotic people. They may have several inner dialogues, but we all have something in us that we speak to, that we talk to, that says, "Hey, Frank, get on the computer today and do this," or "Hey, Frank, get on the computer and look up porn," or whatever the hell. We all have an inner dialogue that says, you shouldn't be doing this right now. You should be filing your taxes. That's what I mean by the voice. I'm not saying they're psychotic. I'm saying there's something. Right. They had something in. Yeah, they had something in them that's like, sure, you got money. Sure, you got this show that's world famous. Sure, you can go to any country right now and people will carry you off the plane to their restaurant. But he had something in him that, was it because of the way he treated people, or be something that's always been there, that he did not want to be a part of this existence. And people have to be careful. I think that's a whole other topic of how we hold celebrity and money and status, that that we think that if we get this money, this status, that it's going to cure us of whatever our ills are. You still going to, I'm not saying Anthony Bourdain was a not shit person, but if you were a not shit person, just because you go out and win the Powerball, you still going to be a not shit person.
That don't fix the problem. That don't fix the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and one thing that I've always said, or that just came to me, is that you know, you repeat what you don't repair. So there were some issues.
I like that.
Yeah, there were some issues with Anthony Bourdain or with K Spade that, you know, they never repaired it. It was never repaired, and so it got them to the point where they said to themselves, like, it's better off if I wasn't here anymore, because I can't seem to fix this issue. And I think that happens for a lot of people. And like you said, man, we hold celebrities to this high standard and image like they're not human.
They're just people that
They put
they're
on
just
pants.
people that either make things that we want, or produce a product that we want, or entertain us to such a degree that we escape our own reality, that we hold them to such a high regard. But they're still just people. They're just people that entertain us or provide us something that we feel will help fill the void of our lives.
Right.
Right. I mean, and that, you know, again, it all goes back to me judging Anthony from physical appearance.
I had the Steve Harvey eyes. And I said, I thought he was racist. Hey, I was like, what?
No, I mean, and again, like, that goes back to that. I guess that goes the maturity of where I was, you know, even 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when I first got introduced to him, and to now, just like, I try not to do that. You know what I mean? And just going by off of you know, when I woke up on Friday morning, and, you know, yes, Anthony had how you mentioned, had the wealth, had the fame, he was quote unquote successful, but the reality of it was, wow, to me, maybe money would alleviate some of the stress, maybe tacked on a different type of stress, but at least financially, I know I'll be okay. So that stress could kind of take care of itself. But there are other issues behind. There are other behaviors that money doesn't address, or fame doesn't address. You know what I mean? So,
and we don't, as smart as we are, as many gadgets that we have, building robots, we will never fully understand the psychology and the mechanism behind suicide. But I think it's also because as humans, I guess that goes to a whole nother thing of, we can't understand why someone wouldn't want to be here. And so that's something that we have to get over as a society too. I mean, understand, well, why wouldn't you want, but it goes back to the raising your child. Why wouldn't you want to be here? You're a human, you only got one life, supposedly. Yeah. Why wouldn't you want to be here? I think, and that in itself might be a self-esteem. You see the same thing when you have grandparents and parents and friends who are dying from cancer, and the family and the guys just like, or the woman or the child or the parents like, just let me go. I'm in horrendous pain, but the family's like, we're going to do everything possible to keep you here because we don't want to let you go. And true, that's a different topic, but it goes back to the whole thing of the psychology of, as humans, we don't understand why someone wouldn't want to be here. So I mean, it's just a whole thing that's a whole 10-hour discussion, a book or some other thing that people with bigger degrees will have to explain. Yeah, that's way above my head. I'm an electrophysiologist.
Wow.
but we deal with
funny,
stress,
man. This lady said something to me yesterday, man. She said, and I'll paraphrase it, like, I'll say that the brain can be one of the most misused things, the misused muscles we have, because it believes what we tell it.
Yep. Perception is reality.
So yeah, and so for them, they thought in their mind that, you know, it was better for me not to be here, and their brain believed it, and so what they did was they conspired and did some things that made it so that it is better for me not to be here. So they took their own lives.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. We tell ourselves things that is far from reality. Like you told yourself, Frank, that this dude was a racist dude, and and all this other stuff. And your brain believed what you told it.
Yeah.
Until it was proved otherwise.
Yep. No, that's my other point too. I'll talk about, like, but I think there's also, like, with people of color, there's a whole psychology behind that. When we see when we see people, others, white people, however you want to call it, in our communities, and we see as profiting from these things that we produce, that we do, that we enjoy. I understand the psychology behind thinking that this person is just profiting off the people of color, because it continues to happen. And when someone comes along who's like genuine and just like, no, I enjoy the food. I'm a chef, and I just like showing people who can't afford to go to these places, but if one day they can go to these places, like that 5-star restaurant, you need to come down here to this little shop in this alley and eat this pho, or eat these ribs, or eat these cutlets, or whatever the hell. But I get it, Frank. That's what I was trying to say. That I understood where you were coming from once I thought about it, like, yeah, because we like Paul Mooney, one of his not funny lines, but one of my favorite lines, he says, everybody want to be a nigga, but nobody want to be a nigga. Everybody want to profit off of people of color, whether you be Hispanic, black, or Asian. Everybody want to profit off, their culture, their food, whatever, but don't nobody want to give back. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think so much that he was profiting. Sure, he got paid to show us these things, but he always made it never about himself. He always made it about this food and this culture. He kind of like, I'm gonna take you to the shop and I'm just gonna sit back and eat this food, and I'm gonna let these people talk and tell you about what they do and how they go about it and how this came to be. So I do get it. I think people of color are always at alarm when they see white people in the hood, making that coin off of what we do.
Yeah, I think James on our chat group said it best. Is he was about the he wasn't above. He didn't see himself above the fancy dining or whatever. No. But let's not forget he can acclimate himself to that, and he can function, and walk around the fine dining restaurants and all that. But he didn't limit himself to that. He went out to the hole in the walls, the mom and pops, and he embraced that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's one thing that, when I started to learn more about him and learn his upbringing, because the reality is the chef world, the cooking world, the culinary world, it's a pain in the ass, and you have to be an asshole. Like, the assholes are the ones that are going to rise to the top. And it's crazy how he saw himself. Like, he played the game, but when he got to a point to where he can actually have influence and impact on the culinary world, and maybe hopefully influence some of the change.
I don't know so much he played the game. I think he had more of an awakening to see this is how you should treat people.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When he was a sous chef, the main chef was probably like, yo, get this shit right or get the fuck out. And he probably carried that over a little bit, but then when he became a main chef and he started running restaurants or whatever, he had at that point he had an opportunity to still be a stern chef and to teach people, but modify the ways he did it. And I think for me that was real important. I mean, it's full circle. It's just, my mom did the best she could, but now I'm in a position to with our kids to influence how I want them to be raised and shit like that. So full circle goes back to our initial conversation about it.
Hey, hold on, I gotta put my MacBook in. Hold on.
But that's just just seeing how he grew. He might have played the game just to get to a point to where he had an impact, or he was able to make an impact or leave his fingerprint on the industry itself. So that's always good.
And you look at his life and everything that he's accomplished or done, and we attach a certain level of success to that, but to him, was it really successful? Like was his life really successful to the point where he was happy with it? And you look at his actions and you say, well, maybe not, because he took his own life. Kate Spade, you would think that, because she's this famous stylist and she sells these bags and purses and all this stuff, for hundreds of dollars, and she has, again, quote unquote success, is that really success? Because she just took her own life. Like, was she really happy? Was that what was her what we thought success really successful to her?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's a question that, I mean, again, it's gonna be on an individual, because me and Winston talked about this in other episodes before. It's my job. Like, I'm a contracting officer now. That's what I do. That's not who I am. You feel me? So so Kate Spade, that's what she did, but that's not who she was. Or even Anthony Bourdain, maybe towards his later of his maybe because when you saw like the No Reservations and then Without Borders or whatever, like, you know, his shows kind of really, while all the other cooking shows were kind of follow the same format, his started to kind of break away from the format and started going a different way and exploring differently. Maybe he started to realize at a later age that, you know, a chef is what he is or what he does, but it's not who he is. So, and that's something that me and Winston have talked about before. It's like, my job is what I do. It's not who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't define you.
Right. And while it does, don't get me wrong, my job provides me and my family the financial well-being to do whatever it is that I do outside of my job. So it does influence and it does have some impact, but it doesn't necessarily define what it is that I do outside of my job. So that's true though. We won't know that because Kate Spade, as famous as a designer she might have been, that's just what she probably just did. It's not. We can't.
And also, you know, she's from the Kansas City area.
She?
Yeah, she went to. She graduated from I think Shawnee Mission West.
Wow, there you go. No? Shout out to local roots. But
wow. Yeah, I mean, and like you were saying, man, I mean, that's not, you know, money. You know, a lot of things that we say, you know, creates happiness. You know, don't. It's those little things like you, Frank. You know, setting up your house to where it's kid safe, to where your son is comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's stuff like that really, you know, adds value to you as a person and creates purpose, and makes you feel like, man, like I'm doing something. But it's, I mean, then too, man, you look at serving others, like doing something to help someone else out. That gives you like one of the most. That gives you peace. That gives you joy. That gives you a lot, man. But yeah, man, that success thing is perspective.
True. Mm-hmm. Okay. R.I.P. Anthony Bourdain, and to anybody that's listening, and I'll put this in the show notes. Kate Spade,
everybody,
and
you know what I'm saying?
And the many more that are faceless and nameless. You know, reach out to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255. If you know somebody, pass that on. If you're a veteran, call the Veteran Crisis Hotline. I mean, just do a quick, simple Google search. I'll add it on to include them in the show notes. Dr. DeSims, I wish we had you on this. I know, welcome back, first of all. And I wish we had you on this. We got to bring you on this show.
Who's that?
Dr. DeSims.
The
Sam, whatever, you know. We have Joe Jeff. We have Joe
he knows
Jeff.
Man.
we got to get him and Medina back on. Yeah, I mean, I hate to. It's a horrible transition, but I mean, they are mental health advocates, soldiers, providers who go out, deploy, and provide soldiers with that mental health coverage we need when overseas. But they just came back from a 9-month tour from Afghanistan. Medina came back home to a new baby boy. So shout out to that. Congratulations, Dr. Sams came back to his beautiful daughters and wife. So, you know, just, you know, I mean, glad that all 9 of the members who left all came back. Hopefully they came back. Physically, we know they came back in one piece, but hopefully, you know, that other aspect that sometimes doesn't get checked on. Hopefully they all came back mentally well, mentally healthy, and came back to a loving, caring home.
Yeah. I just could imagine Dr. DeSims talking, like listening to our podcast, and we're completely got everything the wrong way, and he's like pulling his hairs and shit. He's like, these assholes, like, no, that's not what you're.
That's not what you do. Right. That's not how you do it. It says right here in the fucking DSM.
DSM. Oh my god.
It says, yeah, like Nah, he's not that way. He's that. I mean, sure, he follows protocol, but yeah, he's one of those guys. Like, if I was in crisis, I would. If he walked through the door, I would feel everything's gonna be all right. He's a good dude. He's really like one of those. He's just not, not somebody like, oh, I need a way to pay for my student loans, so let me join the military. You can genuinely see that he cares about mental health, and he specifically cares about the mental health of soldiers. So yeah, he's a good dude. He's a really good dude. I really like him.
So before we go forward, I know Royce. What service were you in, Royce?
I was in the Navy.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. That was wonderful. The look on your faces is the stank face. Give me the stank face, y'all.
Hey, what was your MOS, or what they call it in the Navy?
So my rate was I was an aviation support equipment technician. Basically a mechanic. So I changed engines, brakes, turbines, mobile electric power plants, hydraulics, all that kind of stuff there, man. I was on a carrier. I was on an amphib. Yeah, man. So
that's all good. My dude that my OG who got me into coaching, coached my twins. He was a Navy man. So yeah, it's all good. I was just messing around.
I know.
Hey, listen. Each services.
That's the thing within the military. Like if you're Army, Navy, we clown each other.
Oh, yeah.
Each other.
But don't be cracking no jokes and be like, what branch you in? Oh, I'm civilian. Oh, hold up now.
Can't say that.
What we're not gonna do is shit on the Marine Corps civilian. But you said you was in the Army. It's like saying the word nigga. That is our word.
Yeah. So you can't say that.
That's their word. That's their word.
You will not be shitting on the Marines.
That's their word. I am brown. I am.
So you was in the Marine Corps
to do that.
No. I'm in the Army. My pops was he was in the Marine, and he pretty much said, look, don't anything but Marine, because they gonna fuck your mouthy ass up.
Oh man. I know plenty of devil dogs.
Yeah. Well, no, we my first tour to Iraq, it was a multinational whatever base. So it was Marines and the Polish forces had control of our camp in Diwania. So it was 11 Mu. So we gotta do a lot of work with some Navy corpsmen. So y'all do good work. I mean, they had a lieutenant doctor there. He did ACLS back when ACLS was real ACLS, when you actually had to push drugs. But now it's so simple, any dummy can do it. And then like shit, we was fucking practicing putting tubes and goats and stuff. We did all kind of crazy shit with the corn down there. Yeah, I had a ball. I had a ball, bro. I mean, I had a ball. I mean, I do joke because we got now the one force I will always clown the Air Force. That's it.
Oh yeah, they're easy.
They gonna get these jokes.
Hey, listen, they're gonna get these jokes.
Those are college graduates,
but
right
I already told my wife, like if he goes into the service, I'm definitely gonna be pushing him to go to Air Force. So.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. If the boys say they want, I'm gonna say Air Force and Navy. I'm gonna let them know. But you in the Army, Daddy. Hear what I told you. Air Force, Navy.
But see now the Navy though. I'm telling you now, bro. Sleeping in them coffin racks, being on the ship, you better choose the rate, but you ain't got to worry about that. Cause you got to clean up after all those hot. Oh my god.
Hey,
bro.
I knew I chose wrong when it was it was like we had gotten back from Iraq, so probably like some Brand was still with us then, and we was down in Georgia for some training exercise, and it was like force, blah blah, multi-branch mission, whatever. So we were doing a mental health mission with the Air Force. Mm-hmm. We all sleeping out in the woods, bro. Man, 1700 came. Them motherfuckers like, we'll see you tomorrow. Like, where y'all going? We going back to the hotel. We don't sleep in the field. I was like, oh nigga, I didn't chose wrong. I didn't chose motherfucking wrong. They was going back to the hotel every night and then coming back out to the field in a rental car. Bro, we heard that everybody was for like 2 weeks straight.
I know y'all was hot. I'd have been hot. I'm like, what?
No, literally hot. And then motherfuckers almost died because we was in Georgia. So they got these little microstorms that come through, or microbursts, whatever. And that's back when we had the old school GP Larges, that big ass circus tent. Man, the storm came through, picked that big ass, the main wooden pole up, brought that bitch down. Whole tent went down, bruh. It looked like a scene from World War II. Bodies was crawling out from under that tent. Motherfuckers had contusions and bruises and shit on their head because somebody got hit in the head with that big ass pole. Man, and then they rolled up the next day like, hey, what happened? What happened to you guys? all the tents are down. Are you guys okay? Like, man, if y'all don't get the fuck over there and do some. Hey, go pick that tent up over there, man. Do y'all even know how to do manual labor? They teach that?
Oh my goodness.
No, yeah. I know I made a mistake when we were deploying. We're flying back. Well, we're going, to a theater, and we're flying. We had 3 Air Force people come with us on our plane, and everybody was talking about like, it's gonna be 11 to 13, 14 months deployment, this and that. And the Air Force cats were just like smiling. They're like, bro, all we're doing is just escorting y'all to Kuwait, kicking it for like maybe a week or two, and then we're coming back.
Even when I went to Bosnia, all them bitches was doing was 6-month tours, dog. And Bosnia was a peacekeeping mission, bro. They was only doing 6 months in Bosnia and was stressing.
I was asking them like what they do. They're like, oh, we're in case we cross like whatever like flight line or airspace, we could call in for support. That's all. I'm like, that's all y'all do. It's like, yep, we're only gonna be here for 3 months and then head back. That's our deployment. I was like, what?
Hey, I guess I only got like one Navy joke. That's it. It's like 50 men go out to sea, 25 couples come back. That's my only Navy joke I got.
Wow. 25 couples come back. See, that's if you're on an all-male ship. No.
I know. See, that's where it falls short. But most civilians think they already patriarchy. They don't understand that women do serve on ships. So it's
we'll get you on for the record, as our podcast is just for our kids to listen to a recording. Where do you stand at with the national anthem, Royce? We want you on record with this, the national anthem and the flag.
The national anthem and the flag. Where do I stand?
Yeah, where do you stand?
Is that a joke?
Where do I kneel? Or where do I kneel?
Okay.
Are you setting this up for him?
Yeah.
Where do I kneel?
Well, I think the better question would be where are you as far as like how you feel about players or whoever kneeling during the national anthem? Because me myself, I support NFL players. I won't Frank lead you blindly. I support NFL players who kneel during the national anthem. Basketball players, whoever wants to kneel during the national. If you're a damn gymnast, you want to kneel during that. That's fine. I mean, I stand. That's just because that's how I feel about it. Because I mean, there's a certain respect that I have, but I also understand where they're coming from as far as respect to the way they feel about, and they have a voice and they're using it to call attention to the way people of color, women, children, whoever are being treated by a justice system that doesn't care about them.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, I think it's a peaceful protest. If they choose to kneel during the anthem, I don't care. I mean, honestly, it's not hurting me. It's not like I will wake up tomorrow and be just fine with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not, and it's like this. It's like if it hurts people's pockets, then that's when they got a problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's when these mothers got a problem. When it start hurting people's pockets, and when you get too much, social media presence, like, oh, they doing this and that, and the fans start saying, oh, well, I don't like them doing this. So when it start hurting people's pockets, then they'll say something. I don't care.
I'm a fool. I don't understand why the damn national anthem is part of a game anyway. I mean, I understand why nationalism, people watching. You do a armed forces commercial. You get people to come sign up. I get that part of it, but outside of that, there's no reason why the national anthem should be a part of any sporting event, especially when that sporting event is someone's place of work.
See, and that's where I'm at too, Royce. I mean, I didn't want to mislead you or anything like that, but
but like
I mean, for me, is if people choose to stand, they choose to stand. If they want to kneel or, go inside or whatever, that's their choice. I'm not going to think anything otherwise. I mean, but, the one thing is that it is a peaceful protest of the injustices from law enforcement and the department and a justice system that does not treat them the same. And we all see it. I don't care that. I mean, it sucks that they changed the narrative of that this administration has changed the narrative and then basically attacked the civil liberties of that are protected under the First Amendment.
And ain't nobody talking about the sitting president and vice president actively playing a role in people's First Right Amendment, dog. No one's talking about them.
About that.
This is actually when people talk about freedom of speech, which is the government, fucking not your boss, not me punching you in your mouth because you say something crazy to me, but the fucking government coming in, and saying you shouldn't be allowed to do this. Right. I'm like, where all my gun rights advocates at? Yeah. Where all my big government?
About that.
Yeah,
big
government advocates at.
That's
where
money.
all y'all? Yeah, exactly what you said. Where all y'all at when the actual government is coming in and influencing as you said, Royce, a peaceful protest, which is their right by law.
Protected right.
Mind blown.
Yeah. So and you know what, if they want to kneel, go ahead and then I'm the same that. Look, I don't feel. I go to sporting events. I go to soccer games, matches. I go to, I bowl in tournaments, and some tournaments they play the national anthem. I don't get it why, but and in other tournaments they don't play it at all, which is okay with me. I'm one of the mind that I don't really feel comfortable with a national anthem being played at a sporting event. Maybe the only exception to that will be is if you're literally representing your country in it.
That's what I'm saying, like World Cup or Olympics. Or something where it's like...
It started today. What? They didn't play the fucking Russian national anthem in the soccer.
Well, they probably did. They don't, but like this, a lot of times they, like the NHL, they don't show it. They do it. They just don't show it unless it's the playoffs. Go back to that model you used to have prior to 9/11 where you didn't show the playing of the fucking national anthem. That way it's not a big deal. But instead what happens is, like Royce is saying, because of the dollars and these racists who are out there who want to just get on social media and talk that shit, now you got actual camera crews scrolling the sideline to see which one of you little nigga boys ain't falling in line. That's what's happening, bro. And I'm like, you could easily solve this. Stop looking at the sidelines. One, that way you wouldn't know unless you were there at the stadium. Or two, just stop showing the playing the national anthem. Just stop it. You weren't doing it 10, 12 years ago. Why we gotta do it now?
And the thing about it is, like, if you the words of the anthem, land of the free, home of the brave. Yeah. So you're removing a person's freedom by telling them, okay, you can't kneel during the anthem.
Well, I love it. Everybody's like, well, they can protest, just not like that. Huh?
How else are you gonna protest?
Okay.
You know how the fuck you sound right now? You block. I can't. You block.
Yeah. Well, at least on the record here on Nicaraguan podcast, we have 3 veterans that basically feel similar.
But most veterans I know say we don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. Do not care.
Like no, but a lot of times it's with. I should caveat this. A lot of my black and brown friends who are veterans go, it's a job.
Yeah.
It's a job like a lot of other jobs. It just so happens that it's a job where I go out and get shot at for the country. But at the end of the day, it's a job. My job shouldn't determine how you protest or should not be allowed to protest. Stop putting my job into your racist ass narrative. Because let's not forget, when you say support the troops, you have a very clear visual of what troop you're supporting. You're not supporting them troops who came home after World War II and got fucked up. You're not supporting them troops who had to come home on a bus and had a nigga take your ass to the back or get off the bus. Because we don't cater to the niggas here. We're not talking about them troops. We're talking about white troops. White troops. That's what you're talking about, bro. We're not talking about this racist. What was that, a couple months ago? That racist ass lady who cussed that black woman out in uniform?
Pregnant lady, too.
Pregnant lady in uniform.
Come on.
Now, what would have happened if I'm. Let that been back in the day, and that's Maury and me there, and your fat ass son got his finger in Maury's face. I'll fuck both of y'all up.
Jerry Springer too, right?
Jerry Springer, I'll fuck y'all up, and then I'm going to my car and I'm clearing the whole fucking restaurant out.
I'll be right back.
I'm going to my, like what they say, I'll be right back, and I'm coming back with that walk that's universal across the hood. Everybody in the hood know that walk. That nigga got a gun.
Yep. You better run.
But it kills me, dog. It makes me so mad when we say support the troops. It's very black soldiers know what white people mean when they say support the troops. You ain't talking about me, because 9 times out of 10, I done found out half these motherfuckers I get in discussions with. Oh, you're a soldier? Well, why can't I be? Mm-hmm. It's a volunteer army. Matter of fact, why ain't your fat ass a motherfucking soldier? Oh, you can't run a motherfucking mile?
Oh, of course not.
Anyway, my bad. Frank know how I do. I get mad, though. I just be like, people just, my bad. I just get, it's like, let them protest the way they want to protest. Because on top of that, it's clear you don't care about these people, because if you really care, you stop watching football, because we know it's really, because these niggas are dying. They fucking TBIs. They bleeding out inside their brains right now as we speak. But that's a whole nother topic. But you don't care. You don't care about them. You just want to be in.
It's control. It's control.
It's control. It's like all races. They just want to be entertained by black people, and black people to shut the fuck up and entertain them. That's all it is.
Please be quiet and just play the game. Don't say nothing. No peaceful protest. I'm paying your salary. Just play the game. Just do like I tell you, and we won't have no problem.
Yep. And when it ain't gonna, and like we've talked about this a long time ago. I'm not going to ask any man to jeopardize his pocketbook or his pockets or his bank account. But nothing's going to change until the superstars, including the white superstars in the NFL, NBA, whoever the hell, say, you know what, we all kneeling.
Oh, man.
What? And if you want to fire us or fine us, we not coming to practice. We not coming to your fucking game. It's going to be a strike. And then everybody talk about how, well, we don't need them anyway. People have forgotten the NFL was that the strike was that the 70s and the 80s, and they had that strike.
Yeah.
And how trash football was.
The replacement players,
yeah. Football was so bad. They made a movie about with Mark Wahlberg in it. Some bum who was playing fucking Sandlot football made the team. That's how trash football was when them niggas went on strike.
Yeah,
bro.
So this is Winston when I I say something that triggers him.
Nah, you be triggering me, bro. Trigger.
That was a trigger.
Trigger alert. I like
trigger.
It is the hypocrisy of America, man. Is like we have to exist in it, and I understand there for the most part there is no greater country as far as the ability and the resources for people of color to move forward and up. I get that. I got that. But that don't excuse the fact that it's still very hard for people of color to move up and not equal to our white counterparts.
I think that's
we can't even be average
right now, because even in European countries that there's, that they're a little bit more progressive on that shit, and even in Canada, let's not go too far.
Don't get it twisted, dog.
No.
I'm not saying.
I say that.
You come visit, nigga.
No, I say that, but I'm saying, I say that they're more like to their actual nationals, whether you're, like if you're born there or whatnot. There are certain things that protect the nationals, but like if you're a refugee that comes to that country, you are treated like a second-class citizen. The same opportunities are not afforded to you.
Let's just put it this way. Yeah. Every first world country has been influenced by Europeanism, Europeans, Western fucking expansion, all that shit. So there's going to be a issue with racism. Every first world country. So when I hear niggas go, I'm leaving the States, I'm going here, I'm going there, I'm going there. Like, nigga, racism gonna be there too, dog. It's gonna be a different form of it, bro. But anything that's been touched by Europeanism, Western fucking expansion is going to have you're going. It's gonna be a struggle for you, dog. Unless you start going back to Africa, you going back to Africa, South Africa, and what they doing over there.
They got stuff for you too. They got stuff for you too over there.
That's what I'm about to say. You going there to fight the good fight and start kicking what they call colonizers up off their land. You gonna catch a bullet doing that shit too.
Yeah.
The thing is, for people of color, dog, we can win. It's gonna be a struggle, and we gonna lose some motherfucking homeboys in the battle, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Hey, quick question: when did this country start negotiating with terrorists?
We always negotiate with terrorists. That's what we do. That's what we do. So, motherfucking Saddam Hussein was our homeboy until he didn't want to get right.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
We always negotiate with terrorists. Motherfuckers be like, oh, we above that. Was something, man, they was only talking about that. You got the U.S. flag next to the North Korean flag. I'm like, and? Like, we above that. We an ain't shit country. We a country filled with rapists, motherfuckers that come and take your shit. That's what we do best. Come take your. That's why we get the biggest armed forces in the world with the biggest guns and the biggest bullets and the biggest missiles, because we fucking bullies.
We got embassies and air bases and army bases in other countries, and they don't. Last time I remember, we don't have.
That's true. Yeah. Don't nobody else.
We getting what we deserve. Like I said, y'all treated Barack Obama like shit. We getting what we deserve. I'm Rob Black Out Tips, shout out. Hey, he said it best, dog. Like, you know what? For a while I was on that Tang shit, that shit. He like, nah, I'm calling him President Trump because I want motherfuckers to remember who they voted for.
Yeah.
Getting what we deserve.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah. Fucking. Yeah. Anyhow. So
when we all eating Hot Pockets and motherfucking drinking sewer water, hey, when the United States becomes Detroit, Michigan, Flint, Michigan, because all the water is lead painted and brown,
and it's still messed up. They ain't fixed it yet.
Oh yeah,
fixed it yet.
Oh yeah, my bad. We should have done this before. So where you from, Royce? Or where you at right now?
I'm in Lansing, Michigan, capital of Michigan.
Okay.
You know, if you hold up your hand, right, because, you know, that's how, if you hold up your hand, I'm right in the middle of the palm right there. That's where I'm is. Right there in the middle of that thing.
So Lansing, is that Michigan State?
Yeah, oh, yes, sir.
Okay.
Michigan State Spartans.
Yeah, my sister's husband coached the Wolverines, the women's team. He down he over West Virginia now, so.
Oh, okay.
I guess we can be friends again. You know, that's how that goes.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, you're right. You're right up there. You're right up there in the state with it. So how do people feel about that in the state? Because I know a lot of times, like you know, we talk about just the 24-hour news cycle. Shit just gets looked over. So I mean, is there any news about that in the state? I mean, is it just like, oh, that's their problem up there?
Well, man, honestly, I mean, I think initially when it first came out, it was a big deal, and then after, like, it's been how long now? It's been like how many years?
Like 4 years.
Like 3 years.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody said nothing, and it's still the same, man. It's still the same. So they just swept it underneath the rug.
And so what was it? They say that the estimate was $50 million to get the infrastructure fixed, right? And then President Trump today has spent over $60 million since taking office in golfing trips.
He has to golf, dog. That's how he gets his work done.
You said $60 million in golf trips?
Yeah.
And you still have people saying that Barack Obama the most lazy president ever, dog. And that nigga didn't take. He was taking the recommended breaks he's supposed to take, dog. This
honestly, man, they find any and every excuse to downplay Obama. It don't matter if he took a 1-day vacation, they still gonna dog him out.
No, he would have gone.
It don't matter.
If he went to Camp David, which is like across the street, not literally, but if he goes to Camp David for the weekend, At least he's in the like.
Well, bro,
like
dog,
the same
I don't
area.
get the narrative though, because in one hand they like he the worst president ever. He didn't do nothing. But then you get the other hand. What is Barack Obama gonna do about this now? It's like that nigga gave y'all 8. Matter of fact, I mean, if you look at a man,
he got reelected.
You look at a human's life, bro. So what was like 40-something years old? So I would say like 34 to like 50, 55, right? I say as a man, not saying women ain't, because I always speak as a man. I think cognitively, that's when you at your best, dog. He gave you 8 of his best fucking years, bro.
Yeah.
So you talking about 34, 35, dog. That's when you like all my mistakes. Everything I did to fuck up. I learned from it, and now I'm on my path. And then from that's what I'm saying. Then that next 20, 25 years, bro, is like you physically and mentally at your best, be able to make money, grind out, do what you got to do in a nice position. You didn't win the school. You didn't got all your PhDs, all that shit. He gave this racist ass country 8 of his best fucking years of productivity, and they shit on him. But then they're like, "Hey, Barack, hey, I know we did you wrong. We cheated on you a little bit. We did a little cheating.
Oh yeah.
We fucked the racists. We fucked the racists. Matter of fact, we found the most dumb racist motherfucker to be the president after you. So we're sorry. We're sorry. Could you come back home, please? Could you come back home and help us out, motherfucking President Trump in there? He tweeting shit. Half his tweets is incoherent. They don't make sense. Half the fucking words ain't spelled right. We missed the days of diplomacy when you would actually get on TV and talk to people so we knew what was happening, but then we would call you a liar in front of the nation while you were talking to people. We missed that. Can you come back? I hope Barack Obama write a book, and it's just a 2-page book, and it just says, fuck you inside the book, dog. Big ass. I know. This is why I won't be president, because Barack Obama is better than me. He has much more respect for everybody. But Roger Winston's former president Ronald Reagan's book would be, it just say hot New York Times bestseller coming out. It's just a 2-page book that say fuck you real big. Just fuck you. 2 pages. There you go.
Remind me that whenever I become the governor of Kansas or run for Congress, to appoint you as my chief of staff. So, but baby steps.
People get slapped in the face, bro.
Baby steps, though.
You said what?
So
we doing what now?
Yeah.
No, we're not doing any of that. We're not gonna do any of that racist shit that you want us to do. We're not doing today.
It's amazing, I mean, there's this level of frustration that I have with this administration's on all sides, and like I'm like, how can? But you're right though. Like, this country deserves somebody like Trump, because everybody couldn't wait to get Barack Obama out or replace him. But now, and you're right, Rod from the Black Guy Who Tips, he's right about it. Like, we have to remember this point in time. We got who we deserve because the fucking, who the 52% put him in, and we need to remember this shit though. You know what I'm saying? So, because 15
years from now, you're not going to be able to find a person that voted for Trump.
Oh yeah.
Hear me now.
Shit.
It's gonna be like he won twice, and I'm telling you now, he might win again, bro.
There's not.
Man, I
don't know.
Who gonna oppose him? Who we got? Who them?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Besides our platform being, we're not Trump. Who the Democrats got? Old ass Bernie Sanders?
No.
I'm just saying. I'm walking you down the line. Old decisive ass fucking old white man. It's all about the economy and not about racism. Bernie Sanders?
No. I think there's going to be
Jill Stein's ass.
No,
who took all that money for a recount that nobody can find the money.
I think if this is a stretch, and this is more of a wish than anything. What's her name? Michelle Obama could be a long shot. But it's all up to her. Like, it literally is up to her. I'm saying
I do not want Michelle Obama running for shit.
I get
Because
it.
I will fuck somebody up, dog.
Oh no, I get it, but I'm saying though, like
And she ain't gonna
it's
run.
up to her. I just said that it's me being, wishful.
But no,
thinking.
let's not do wishful.
And
Because
then-
wishful is how we got this motherfucker.
And
We
then
was
the other
hoping
one-
we
the
was
other one
hoping
would
people
be-
would show up and vote for Hillary Clinton, and they didn't.
The-
So
the
who
other
we
one would
got,
be-
bruh?
The one
They
right
would
now,
nominate
the front
Hillary
runner would be
before they nominate her,
Kamala
though.
Harris out of California.
Dog, there's people not fucking with her either, bruh.
I'm-
Where she been at, dog? We in year 2, right?
Yeah.
The election cycle takes about a year and a half. Where's she at, bruh?
Yeah,
I ain't seen
that
her
is
name
true.
in
That
nothing,
is
bruh.
true.
So
Well,
when
I think
I'm-
she's still running. I think she's still running her.
We talk about mental health, right? Mental health.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
mentally, I want y'all to be prepared for when this motherfucker
yeah.
get reelected.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
I'm gonna do everything I can.
I really want you to sit down and think about it. And when we get down here, get on the Googles, get on whatever you got to get on. Who we got?
That's a good question. I'll come
Yeah,
back on the
we
next
got-
episode.
You brought up 2 black women.
Wow.
In
The
this
shade.
country, wouldn't even let the white woman whose
Yeah, no.
husband was
That's
a
what I'm
former
saying.
president.
They wouldn't. They would not. They
Don't
would
say
not.
don't say Cory Booker, because that motherfucker got run out of town after that pharmacy shit. Who we got, dog?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Google. What you typed into Google? Google said. Google
Oh
probably
my
said.
God! Look
I
at this shit.
don't know.
You got the
Google
Montana
probably said, I
governor.
don't know.
The Montana governor. They got top 15 Democratic presidential hopefuls. They got the Montana governor, Steve Bullock.
Who?
Steve Bullock.
Nigga, who?
Oprah Winfrey. New Orleans Mayor Mitch Landrieu. Former U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder. Eric Holder. But I think there's issues with him.
Dude,
There's issues.
they not
with him.
going because Eric Holder is nigga. Do you know
Then you
how
have
many
the-
white racists will be out in the streets if that nigga Eric Holder even show up
And
to
then you
announce
have.
his
I don't
running
even know
for
who
Hold
he
on.
is.
And then you have.
He's a former attorney general.
Yeah, and then you have New
Barack
York
Obama.
Governor Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo.
Nope. They gonna be more racist. You know why they gonna be like that Jew boy who got that? He got that black wife, don't he?
I think so.
He got that black wife. That Jew nigga. You Jewish with a black wife? Oh my God, nigga!
Yeah.
Racists will rain down from the hills of West Virginia
And then
in
you-
numbers we have never seen.
And you have Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown,
Who?
former
Rod
Massachusetts
Brown.
Governor
That my brother.
Devil
Rod
Patrick,
Brown. Who?
Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy. I don't know who that is.
Nigga.
He has no
nigga.
platforms right now.
Nigga. Just accept
Cory
it, dog.
Booker, but Cory Booker, ugh, no.
Dog.
The number
Dog.
4 candidate, Senator Kamala D. Harris.
A black woman.
But she's
Dog.
and Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren, which Bernie
All I
Sanders
would
is still
say-
a top fucking candidate.
All
bro.
I would say, that, and he's not even Democrat. He's not even Democrat. And I'll put out there right now, whoever listening, who fuck Bernie Sanders, because how do you want to run with the Democratic Party, my bad, but you won't declare yourself as a Democrat?
Right.
Breaking all the rules.
So basically, he won't be a nigga, but not be a nigga. What Paul Mooney said applies to all.
You don't want
things.
them problems. You don't want them problems.
dog.
You want them problems. You want them problems.
No, but once again, he been in the Senate. He been in the Senate since motherfucking Moses opened the sea. name me a major piece of legislation that this motherfucker has passed. I mean, I know he's introduced shit, but tell me a bill that he's led and funded.
I'm not gonna.
We got these ain't shit motherfuckers, all these old motherfuckers. And don't get me wrong, like I would love if the black woman was it Kamala Harris or whatever.
Kamala Harris.
I would love it. What I'm saying is I would vote for her, but America ain't.
Yeah.
Them white women turned their backs on a white woman.
Yeah, they did. That's what I'm saying. They would nominate Hillary before they nominate a black woman for president.
Yeah, that's true.
You can forget that. I mean, that's just not gonna happen.
You know, a bunch of ain't shit niggas ain't voting for her either. So
Right.
there's that.
Well,
There's
I'm glad we talked about this.
There's a lot of men who don't like vagina who gonna be voting for Trump.
Well, I'm glad we talked about this.
I say they like vagina, they like vagina that's quiet and submissive. They don't want a lot of loud vagina passing bills and shit. They don't want that.
Oh,
Lord
man.
forbid a black woman come in. Lord forbid someone who represents the person that probably raised you and took care of your house runs the fucking country. Lord forbid that.
Ooh. Wow.
God,
Facts.
We going to burn, dog. Just kick the whole earth into the sun.
Start over. Hit refresh.
Start over, dog. Start over.
Oh man!
But I'll tell you what. I'm glad we talked about this. And there's no real candidate out there. But I do want to say this and use this platform that Francisco J. Mejia has registered to run as as a precinct clerk and councilman.
Running for, dog. God damn it! Get it right.
So, well, there's two things that I'm running for. So,
before your good news though, I want to say, your boy. So it's 2 years into the cycle, right? Your boy, excellent gamemanship. Went over to North Korea, didn't get nothing accomplished, but he gonna get these racists to come out and say he did. They gonna reframe it. He did something that nobody could ever do. Go to North Korea and shake hands with them. Never mind the fact that no one has ever wanted to go shake hands with this motherfucker. They gonna reframe it, dog, and he gonna run on that alone, dog. It's nigga. I'm telling you, dog. It's gonna be so many motherfucking pictures of this nigga shaking hands with this nigga, dog. I'm done.
So do you think he went there for the best interest of the government in our country, or do you think he went there for business interests?
What do you think?
I think he went there for himself and business interests.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what happens is, so if it works out for the country,
then it works out for the country.
It works out for the country. Yeah. But a year and a half, 2 years down the line, when he's reelected, then what? Mm-hmm. All he gotta do is, especially talking about a lot of these midterms about to go about, so they can run on that too. The Republican Party, our president did this, and that, blah, blah, blah. The Democrats are against him, and it just reframed the narrative to where with Barack Obama, they shitted on him even going over, like talking to him, even though he had a fucking book, basically 156 pages laid out as far as what the agreement would be, what you would do, the time frame you would do it. They shitted on him about that, but he just go there, shake his hand, a one-page document, and he says, I like him, I trust him, he's my guy. Oh, he's the best thing ever. No, yeah, he went there for him, and then never mind the fact, I know you saw them sound clips we was talking about, they got some nice beachfront property here.
Yeah. So, but anyway, let's we got to get going here in a little bit. I hate to cut it short, but I did want to announce my candidacy for. I'm running in the local precinct, like our local township level. We always mention that I always wanted to get involved and what we should be doing. We do more. I got into a point in my life that I can do this. There's a risk to it, but I'm hoping that our podcast continues. I'm not gonna change. I may change my language or whatnot just to appease my constituents, but I still want this podcast to remain the same. I'm still gonna use my vocabulary. They're gonna take me as is, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like. I'm not going to change. And if I change, I hope Winston and everybody else that listens calls me out, keep me accountable,
Mm-hmm.
So,
I will.
But
for sure.
like I said, I want to thank Royce for coming on the first time. Hopefully this will be the first of many. And then
I enjoyed it, bro.
We'll discuss other projects that'll branch out. And maybe once we create the Nicaraguan network, and then I also want to thank Winston for being accommodating and being tame.
Oh yeah, I just want to say, fuck Roseanne Barr. That's what I was going to talk about. Fuck Roseanne Barr for trying to use mental health as her excuse for racism. I just want to put that out there. We ain't got to talk about it. That's what I want to talk about. Fuck her.
I need to look that. I'm gonna have to look that up and research that, and then get back with y'all on that.
Well, she been talking about. She been dealing with mental health issues and Ambien and all this shit, and then you got all these other motherfuckers trying to chime in. Yeah, she been dealing with mental health issues. Being as someone who has worked with a lot of people as far as bipolar, major depressive, antisocial, shit like that, none of them have made them. Had they said some shit that I wanted to fuck them up, I will wrap it up. They want to fuck them up, some shit that made me mad, but they ain't never been just racist because they got mental health issues. So fuck her and fuck her for fucking trying to use people who have actual. And she may have mental health issues. I don't know. But they ain't got shit to do her being a racist bitch. And I said it. She a racist bitch.
The views of the Nicaraguan podcast are not reflected on the views of Roger
Fuck
Winston.
that. They all reflective of all our views, nigga. Both our names are on this motherfucker. I-70 Connect. Those ain't all a bitch.
Oh man.
But anyway, go ahead and say your name and whatever social media things that you want to, let people know about yourself before we wrap this up, Royce.
Oh man, so y'all can follow me again on Instagram at royce.l.jones. I'm on Facebook as Royce space L Jones. And again, man, I am an advocate and a pusher for mental health, man. Remember, mental health is your wealth, bruh. So if you got questions, comments, whatever, shoot them at me. And man, I had a good time on this podcast with y'all, man. Y'all definitely, y'all all right with me, brothers. You know what I'm saying? Y'all all right with me. I don't care what Frank say about you, man. Winston, man, you all right with me, bro.
Yeah, this magazine 6'3", black and blue.
Ain't magically delicious, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but him just brown. But hey, Royce, man, nice meeting you, bro. And I appreciate your time, man. You said a lot of insightful stuff, man. Please come back when you got some time. I know sometimes getting on can be a struggle. It's a struggle for us to get on. So whenever you got some free time and we getting on, you can always chime in, bro. Even if we in the middle of a show, please come back, bro.
For drizzle.
All right, man. With that, you know what I'm saying. This has been the latest episode of our show. Go ahead, Winston.
What I gotta say? Negro Rockin' Podcast, KC Store, 30 piece of AG. Book. You're done now.
Enjoy the music.
Enjoy the music.